Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Welcome to another session of Indian Economy Essentials. And in today's session, let's try and understand what is this announcement of the Reserve Bank of India, where it has announced that it will be withdrawing the 2000 rupee currency notes. Now, to understand the importance of this topic, let's start with the basics here. All of you know that in case of India, it is the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, which has the duty under the RBI Act to print the currency notes as well as distribute the currency notes. Understand the logic very carefully here. The printing as well as the distribution of the currency notes, it is the duty of Reserve Bank of India. Whereas if you talk about the coins, the minting of the currency coins is done, or it is the duty of the government, whereas the distribution of it is undertaken by Reserve Bank of India. Now, before some of you start pointing out, but sir, this, that, etc., when I say RBI prints all the currency notes, it is except 1 rupee note. And the logic behind that is 1 rupee currency note, for calculation purposes, it is not counted as a note, it is counted as a coin. And because this is counted for all the purposes as a coin, basically the printing of 1 rupee currency note, it is done by the government of India. Point number 2. In case of the currency notes, which are there in case of circulation, we generally use the term legal tender. Legal tender. And this particular term has been there in the newspaper now. Understand the logic here. What do you mean by the term legal tender? Legal tender simply means any currency which has been notified by the government, and which can be used for settlement of the debt. Now you will ask me, sir, what do you mean by settlement of the debt? Let's take a very simple example. You will go to the market, purchase certain goods, and when you purchase certain goods or services, you will owe certain money. You owe certain money to the seller of either the goods or services, which means you have certain debt obligation. And any currency that is denominated as a legal tender will be used for settlement of the debt, or whatever debt you owe, it can be settled with this currency. A third very important point. Many of you will ask me, sir, what is the announcement of Reserve Bank of India? The announcement of Reserve Bank of India is very simple here. Post 2016 demonetization, Reserve Bank of India introduced a new type of a currency note, which were basically the legal tender, that is 2000 rupee currency notes were introduced. During demonetization, which was announced in 2016, government demonetized. Demonetized simply means withdrawing the legal status, legal tender status. I repeat, demonetization simply means government is withdrawing the legal tender status. So in 2016, when the demonetization was announced, government withdrew the legal status to certain types of currency notes, that is, namely the 1000 rupee currency notes as well as 500 rupee currency notes. And when government demonetizes, withdraws the legal tender status for a currency, can he use it for conducting transactions in the market? Of course no. And that is the precise reason whatever currency notes of 500 and 1000 rupee denomination that were there were not accepted in the market. We were asked to either deposit it in the bank or basically get it exchanged in the bank. That is, in terms of, let's say, 500 rupee note, old note, you will give it, and other denomination currency notes or the new 500 currency notes were issued. Now in this case, Reserve Bank of India clearly states, we are asking for you to submit these currency notes. I hope you understand this. Various experts have given the interviews now, because the term demonetization is slightly tricky here. I'll take the quotation, or I'll simply give you the example which was quoted by Mr. Gandhi, former Deputy Governor of RBI. Mr. Gandhi says, the exercise that has been conducted now by Reserve Bank of India, where RBI says till the end of September, the people have the time till the end of September to basically submit the 2000 rupee currency notes that they are having right now. Does it amount to demonetization? Mr. Gandhi says, no, this is not exactly the idea of a demonetization. Because the Reserve Bank of India clearly states, even till the end of September, and that is 30th of September, the 2000 rupee currency note will continue to remain a legal tender. Now some of you will ask, sir, what if after that? What if I have a 2000 rupee currency note after that? For that, right now there is absolutely no clarity. Even RBI document which has been published or the publication done by RBI doesn't discuss anything regarding what will happen after the month of September. But as of now, the point is very simple here. Till the end of September, you have currency notes, go to the bank, deposit these currency notes either into your bank deposits, or you can convert these particular currency notes into other denomination currencies. Other denomination currencies. But there is a condition here. Whenever you deposit the money, that is the 2000 rupee currencies, if you keep it in the form of a deposit with the bank, there is no limit on it. Whatever conditions are applicable, those conditions will become applicable even here. For example, if you deposit 50,000 rupees or more than 50,000 rupees in a bank, automatically the bank will ask you for certain details such as PAN number. Such details or such conditions will be applicable, but how much money you are allowed to deposit into your bank account, there is no condition regarding this. And the other option is simply take your currency notes, that is the 2000 rupee currency notes, go to a bank and convert them, that is give 2000 rupee currency notes, you will be issued with other denomination currencies. In such situation, that is only for exchanges, there is a condition, maximum allowed is 20,000 rupees. Maximum allowed limit is 20,000 rupees. Now some of you will ask me, sir, what if I don't have a bank account? And the RBI says simply don't worry, even if you don't have a bank account, you can use this method where up to 20,000 rupees you can get it converted, you can get it exchanged in other denominations. Now apart from this, now some of you will start thinking, sir, what if people are there in villages? The banks are far away from the villages, right? What if they have a lot of 2000 rupee currency notes, etc.? RBI has a solution to even this. You can approach a banking correspondent. You can approach a banking correspondent and per person, per day, 4,000 rupees worth of currency notes, that is 2000 rupees into 2 currency notes, can get exchanged with the banking correspondent. So these are certain very, very important points of announcement of RBI. Now question is why? Why is that RBI is doing this kind of an exercise? And as already mentioned, is it amounting to demonetization? The answer to the second question is no. Various experts have clearly stated no, this is not a demonetization. Even RBI in its circular stated, and even when the discussion was happening, it is one of the exercises being conducted by RBI. Nothing more to read into it. It is just one of the exercises. It is unlike a demonetization. Now to answer the first question, why is RBI doing it? What are the reasons behind it? Point number 1. RBI says the 2000 rupee currency notes have been introduced very recently. That is post 2016 in India. And most of these 2000 rupee currency notes which are there in the circulation, around 89% of it was introduced well before 2018. Which means after 2018 and 19, the printing has come down. The issuance also has actually come down. Point number 1. Point number 2. Point number 2 is, it is one of the regular exercises conducted by central bankers across the world. I repeat, this is very important point. It is one of the regular exercises conducted by all the central bankers around the world. What do you mean by regular exercise? RBI from 1999 introduced a policy called as clean note policy. Clean note policy or clean currency policy. Under this policy, RBI says there will be soiled currency notes in the market. There will be counterfeit currency notes in the market. And there will be old currency notes with outdated security features. So under this policy from 1999, RBI stated that we'll keep on withdrawing these such currencies and we will introduce other currencies in the market. For example, in 2014, RBI announced that is 2013 and 2014, RBI announced that any currency note that was printed before 2005, right, 2004, 2005, any currency note that was printed before that duration, the customers are supposed to take it to the bank, submit, get it exchanged with other currencies. So in continuation of that policy, it is one of the regular exercises being conducted under clean note policy, nothing more than that. Third very important point, although 2000 rupee currency notes are there, the utilization of these currency notes is very, very less in the domestic market. That is, in the market, utility of, that is, to what extent customers are using 2000 rupee currency notes is very, very less. And there's a particular reason for it. And please understand the logic here. Whenever you look at the currency notes, these are generally having a denomination like this: 10 rupee, 20 rupee, 50 rupee. They have a denomination of 100, 200, 500. Even currency coins have a denomination of 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee. There is a particular reason. Some of you might be thinking, sir, why? Why is that always these kind of denominations are either minted or printed? The reason is that if you have currencies of these kind of denomination, any kind of transaction of any value can easily be conducted. Any transaction, any value can easily be conducted. And the problem with 2000 rupee note is there is no 1000 rupee note right now. There is no 5000 rupee note right now. In the market, if you simply take 2000 rupee note, try to purchase something, the next highest level denomination currency that is available in the market is 500. So finding change will be very, very difficult. In fact, earlier we had only 100 and 500. And after demonetization, RBI has introduced even 200 rupee currency note. So utilization of this currency note, specifically 2000 rupees in the market, has been very, very low. And as per the data that has been published by Reserve Bank of India, please have a look at it. Over a period of time, what is the percentage value of 2000 rupee note in the market has actually come down. And the reason is very simple. Post 2016, there was a need to remonetize the economy. Remonetize the economy. Right? What is the basic idea here? 2016 Government of India withdrew the legal tender status to 500 rupee note and 1000 rupee note. And at that point of time, a large chunk of the currency value in the market was in the form of 500 and 1000. Now, if you withdraw the money to such an extent suddenly, don't you think in the market, the money supply will become automatically lower? Now, in order to address this, RBI introduced new 500 rupee currency note values in the system, or 500 rupee value currency notes into the system, and 2000 rupee valued currency notes into the system. And over a period of time, please have a look at the data here. Please do not by heart this, not at all relevant for UPSC. You will see that in 2017, right, in 2017, volume of these currency notes in terms of millions of pieces was very high, and by 2022 it has come down, and as a percentage of total currency notes, it accounted for 3.3%. Now it simply accounts for 1.6%. Now this is in terms of number of currency notes. What about value of the currency notes? In 17, it accounted for 50% of the total value of money supplied in the market. Today, that is in 2023, it accounts for 10.8%, which simply means over a period of time, 500 rupee note, 200 rupee note, and more other currencies have been pumped into the system, which means the utilization of other currencies has increased compared to the 2000 rupee value currency note in the system. And RBI says the whole objective of introduction of 2000 rupee was to introduce money into the system, remonetize the system after demonetization. And we have been able to achieve that. We have been successfully been able to achieve that, and that is the precise reason today 2000 rupee note in terms of value as well as volume account for fraction of total value of currency flow in the system. So these are some of the reasons which have been cited by Reserve Bank of India in order to announce or make an announcement regarding deposit of 2000 rupees into the bank. Now, what is the impact of it? If all of this is the reasoning, what is the impact of it? First one, there is a concern. Again, you will have to wait and see because the process will start from 23rd of May. There is a concern that just as it happened during the demonetization, people might enter into panic mode. And there would be a lot of, let's say queuing up, let's say pressure, stress on the banking sector as it happened during the demonetization. Although RBI says, I repeat, till we announce it is a legal tender. It's not that we have withdrawn the legal tender status. There is a concern that same thing that happened during demonetization might also happen again now. That's a first very important point. Second very important point, generally when you hold black money, again when I say you, I'm not literally targeting any one of you. When people hold black money, they hold in larger denomination currencies. For example, imagine I have 4,000 rupees black money. I have 4,000 rupees worth of black money. It is easier for me to hold this 4,000 rupees worth of black money in two currency notes of 2,000 rupees each rather than holding in, let's say, 1 rupee currency note where the number of units will be 4,000 units. So larger value currency notes are actually preferred in holding the black money. So one of the impacts that is felt is now those people who are holding black money will be affected because let's say again after 30th of September, this will not be considered as a legal tender. Again, I'll repeat the point here. RBI notification does not clearly state what is going to happen after September 30th. Third very important point. The amount of deposits that are held by the bank are expected to increase here now. The amount of deposits that are held by the bank are expected to increase. And the reason is very simple. Imagine a person has 1 lakh rupees worth of 2,000 rupee currency notes. When the person will go to the bank, only on one day, the person will not be allowed to deposit all of this and get different denominated currencies. That is not going to happen. So what the person will do? Automatically, rather than going to the bank on daily basis for 5 days, the person will deposit 20,000 rupees, get it converted into other denomination. Maybe the person will drag the spouse along with him or her, and another 20,000 rupees will get converted into different denomination. What about remaining 60,000 rupees? It is expected that the remaining 60,000 rupees, or let's say another 20,000 next day, remaining 40,000 rupees will be deposited into the bank account. And once the money is deposited into the bank account, automatically the deposits held by the bank are expected to increase, and this is expected to have impact on the interest rates. It is expected to have impact on the interest rates because now the banks will be able to mobilize large number of deposits. So these are certain impacts, or let's say the implications of the government, or let's say Reserve Bank of India's announcement of withdrawing the 2,000 rupee currency notes from the system. Now, based on the discussion, I've given a question here. Consider the following statements regarding clean note policy. It was introduced in 2023. Statement 1 is wrong. It was introduced back in 1999. It aims to remove damaged, soiled notes, etc. Second statement is correct. So the right option for the question will be option B, only 2 is correct. So these are the various points that I wanted to discuss with you people regarding the very recent announcement of Reserve Bank of India withdrawing the 2,000 rupee currency notes from circulation. If you like these initiatives, please hit the like button. Provide your valuable inputs in the form of comments in the section below. And if you're yet to subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS YouTube channel, kindly do it right now. Thank you. Have a great day.